Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Monday, March 9th. I'm Grant Olson. Here's some of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A 55-year-old Moses Lake man must serve 15 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to methamphetamine trafficking. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department responded Sunday morning to a 5-acre brush fire outside Wenatchee near Cloud Cap Lane in what Fire Chief Brian Brett called the first brush fire of sustained significance of the year. Heavy mountain snow is expected tonight and through the week with 1 to 3 inches of snow per hour possible. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. Two homes were struck by gunfire in the Bridgeport Bar area early Sunday morning in what authorities believe is gang-related activity. Douglas County Sheriff Tyler Kale says at about 1:47 a.m., more than 60 gunshots were fired at a home in the 400 block of State Route 173. Witnesses told deputies those shots originated from a pickup truck. The vehicle fled the scene before deputies arrived, but about an hour later, the pickup in question was found fully engulfed in flames at the Bridgeport Quickie Mart on Foster Creek Avenue. Then at about 4:32 Sunday morning, at least 10 more shots were fired at a residence in the 100 block of Fir Avenue in Bridgeport Bar. That home was also struck multiple times, including one round that entered a child's bedroom while the child slept inside. No injuries were reported and no suspect has been arrested. Douglas County detectives are asking anyone with information or video surveillance footage to contact their office. A 55-year-old Moses Lake man must serve 15 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to methamphetamine trafficking. Gregory Laverne Wilson was already convicted once of meth sales in 2015, but was granted compassionate release from federal prison before serving half his sentence. In 2023, Moses Lake police learned that Wilson was once again peddling meth and began conducting undercover purchases from him. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Pete Serrano says a federal investigation followed up and found that he was importing meth and fentanyl from Yakima to sell in the Moses Lake area. Wilson was indicted last year and pleaded guilty in December to large-scale meth and fentanyl possession with intent to distribute. A district court judge in Spokane sentenced him last week to 15 years in prison plus 10 years of probation once he's released. Chelan County businesses suffering damages from the December flooding and windstorms now have a local office to make their case. Effective today, the U.S. Small Business Administration has opened a temporary business recovery center in the offices of the Leavenworth Chamber of Commerce on Highway 2. Business and nonprofit operators affected by the storms can use the center to get direct assistance with disaster loan applications and may be eligible to borrow up to $2 million to repair and replace lost or damaged assets. The center is open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays for the next 2 weeks, and no appointments are necessary. Javier Caltenco, a public affairs specialist with SBA, joined us to explain the process.
So it opened today, actually, and we're going to be open until the 20th. We have staff there, members, who are there to answer questions. If anybody wants to come in, there's no obligation to fill out any applications. They're not obligated to do anything. They can just go there and ask questions. If they want to fill out the application, they can do that there as well. The staff members can guide them through the process, so they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to have everything at once, but some of the things that they should have is like their address, just basic information. Make sure they have an ID just to make sure that they can verify themselves. If they have their tax forms, they can also upload them, use them, to upload them into their file as they're applying as well. So those are probably some of the basic things. Then SBA will actually get back to them through email in most cases, and they're going to tell them, okay, you know what, we need this document, we need this other document to complete your application process.
Jefferson Robbins for NCWLIFE. Work began today on the Totem Pole Road Improvement Project in Manson. The long-awaited first phase of the work requires the closure of South Harris Road to through traffic as the contractor prepares for a stormwater upgrade on that route. It's the first step under a $2.1 million contract between Chelan County and an Idaho construction firm. Drivers can expect flagger-controlled traffic along South Harris during the project. As work goes on, Totem Pole Road will be widened by 10 feet and get new sidewalks and drainage. A future phase is set to improve traffic on Totem Pole to Manson schools. That part of the work has yet to be funded.
When we come back, work began today on the Totem Pole Road Improvement Project in Manson, and Columbia Valley Community Health has opened its new youth behavioral health clinic in Wenatchee, designed to meet the needs of teens and young adults ages 13 to 25. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. Chelan Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and culinary delights. With 4 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure. But don't wait, tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
The Moses Lake National RV Show is coming March 13th to the 22nd at the Grant County Fairgrounds. Shop hundreds of RVs, receive huge discounts, exclusive show-only pricing. Prices this low will only be available at the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds. Manufacturer reps are on site stacking additional savings. No payments for 120 days on approved credit, free admission, free parking, plus shop like a VIP and receive an additional $1,000 off. Learn more at nationalrvshowmoseslake.com.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department responded Sunday morning to a 5-acre brush fire outside Wenatchee near Cloud Cap Lane in what Fire Chief Brian Brett called the first brush fire of sustained significance of the year. Brett says an ember from a burn pile left smoldering in the morning was blown by high winds and sparked the larger fire in nearby vegetation. The National Weather Service recorded gusts of wind Sunday morning with gusts up to 30 miles an hour through 8 a.m. in Wenatchee. The resulting brush fire happened around 6 a.m. and significantly damaged several vehicles, according to Brett. Crews had full control of the fire around 10 a.m. or so, Brett said. No structures were threatened. Columbia Valley Community Health has opened its new youth behavioral health clinic in Wenatchee, designed to meet the needs of teens and young adults ages 13 to 25. The clinic opened today at 140 Easy Way, just next to Gateway Cinemas. Services at the clinic are designed to benefit youth and their families and address everything from general mental health to substance abuse. Patients and families needing care can schedule their appointment on the Health Service website at cvch.org. Coming up next, when cold mornings meet hot air in the Methow Valley, it's time for the annual Winthrop Balloon Roundup. We'll take you there in tonight's feature story. Heavy snow in the mountains with rain here at home through the week as another atmospheric river takes aim at the Pacific Northwest. I'll have your local weather details coming up, along with Dan Kuntz with a look at all things sports as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues after these messages.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Well, when cold mornings meet hot air in the Methow Valley, it's time for the annual Winthrop Balloon Roundup. The festival of flame-powered flight takes wing for 3 days every March and draws thousands of visitors to the small mountain town. Professional and amateur balloonists rise into the skies starting at dawn each day of the festival. Eliev Cohen, owner and chief pilot of Seattle Ballooning, helps coordinate pilots with the Winthrop Chamber of Commerce. In tonight's feature story, Cohen and his flight partner Stuart Williams says the event keeps the spirit of early balloon festivals alive.
Yes, this is the Winthrop Balloon Festival, which is by far the coolest balloon festival in Washington State. So we've been coming for 9 years. I've been coming. So it's mostly just friends bringing their balloons. So all the balloonists across the Northwest, we all go, hey, let's all go fly together some weekend in Winthrop in March. And it's always the first weekend in March these days. Balloon festivals, when they started, or balloonists getting together back in like the 60s and 70s, people would just like show up to a field in the morning and you'd have like 5, 10, 15 balloons. You just all go fly together and go on an adventure. Eventually, balloon festivals moved where they're a little more organized, where, you know, they've got, paying for everyone's hotels and very specific things because they know there's large crowds. Winthrop, not like that. Now, the chamber and the city does a great job in supporting us with free propane, which is wonderful. Gives us a little stipend of a couple $100 to come to cover some of our gas. But we literally just show up and have fun, pay for all of our own stuff. And then if we want to fly in the morning, we fly. And if the weather's not good, we sleep in. So this morning, we all just got together and said, well, winds look pretty good. Let's go have some fun and go fly in Winthrop over the river. So you have commercial balloonists where we take people on rides at all the different festivals or next to them. And so we take people up for an hour and they get to experience flight. Because we have large balloons like this one that this one carries 7 people. And we have other ones that carry like 10 or 12 people that we do daily in front of Mount Rainier that we normally fly all summer. Then you've got people who have small balloons that carry pilot plus 1, 2, or 3 people. And those are the smaller balloons. They're just here with their friends having fun, or crew guys or people who are excited about ballooning and want to come crew and chase them down like storm chasers, but a little more relaxed because they're hot air balloons, or floating rainbows with flamethrowers.
When Elliot first asked me if I wanted to join the World Championship team, I was thinking hot air ballooning World Championships, is that like Formula One on volume? Because I'm thinking of the very docile, pleasant flight that we have on the commercial side. And then when I went to the World Championships with him, I saw that it was a very intense, extreme sport. Even on the ground, because I act as the chase commander for the teams, and we were driving through Hungary, Austria, wherever the competition's being held. And this year it's being held in Poland. Yeah, so balloon competition is really wild. So it's basically sailing because you're only using the winds for directional control. Then it's like chess because there's a lot of strategy because they give you 10-foot wide fabric targets that you have to hit on the ground from miles away, and they give you a longitude latitude point. You have to pick your own location you're going to launch from and somehow get to that location and the other 4 or 5 locations, or hitting 3D targets in the sky at the same time. So it's like chess. Then after that, when you get to the target, you have a sandbag with a streamer on it, and you have to throw it at the target to hit the center of the X. So it's like cornhole or golf. And then you have 120 other balloons doing the exact same thing at the same moment, all right next to each other, bumping into each other and pushing each other out of the way sometimes of the target. So it's like NASCAR. So it's like a really wild sport, all happening like 5 to 20 miles an hour. I got into ballooning because the CEO of the company I worked for had a hot air balloon, and I won a sales contest. So we went up in Nashville, Tennessee, in the pitch dark, went to 10,000 feet. I was holding on the whole time. I don't like heights at all, which is hilarious being a balloon pilot, right? Being scared of heights. But everyone's fine in a hot air balloon for some reason. I think it's because of how high the basket is, right? You're not like scared you're gonna fall off a roof or something, If you want to see how the burners work, we'll throw some fire over here.
So it started with just 3 or 4 of us the first couple years, and now we've got 35 of us. We rent 3 giant houses in Twisp. Now we have 5 balloons here commercially, and then I just take my friends in this one because that's how it all started, and that's what Winthrop's really about. It's hanging out with your friends and going on an adventure together.
I'm building a balloon, and I'm gonna make a whole entire factory.
Entire factory? Wow. Do you want to tell them what color your balloon is?
My balloon is green and yellow. I like the yellow because it's my favorite color. And the green just goes good with the yellow. He came up with that.
And then what's your eventual goal with the other balloon you want to build after this?
So I'm going to be the youngest, it's going to be world record. I'm going to be the youngest person in the world to build my own balloon and fly it.
Heck yeah.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic Monday. And let's go back for a second to the weekend. Saturday, just spectacular. A high temperature officially at 68 degrees on Saturday, 2 degrees below a record. And then yesterday, all of that wind, where we had a peak wind gust yesterday of 56 miles an hour. Yeah, we had a little bit of wind once again today, but we also had some decent weather with cooler temperatures. Great shot looking up north. This is our Billy Goat tower camera looking at a lot of the Methow Valley. You can see the town of Pateros right there, Brewster right there, a big cloud up north in southern Canada, but some blue sky as well. And yeah, we all saw that wind today, about 10 to 20 miles an hour. I'll tell you, as we move forward, we are expecting an amazing amount of snow in our mountain passes through this week. Now, this is just today and tonight, and look at some of these totals. 12 to 18 inches of snow expected by tonight at Snoqualmie Pass, and Stevens Pass, over 2 feet of snow is expected by tonight. It does mellow out a little bit as we move north, but even up west of Winthrop, Washington Pass, about 6 to 8 inches. And guess what? Mother Nature not done with the mountain passes yet. As we make our way through the week, then we are going to see a lot more snow. In fact, Stevens Pass, look at some of these totals. 37 to 63 inches of snow by Friday. We are talking over 5 feet of snow possible on Stevens. Snoqualmie Pass, 2 inches to maybe 4 feet, or I should say 2 feet to 4 feet of snow is possible. So if you do not have to go west this week, by all means, as you can see, don't do it. It is going to be treacherous travel throughout this week with better conditions expected, boy, by this weekend, and it couldn't be much worse. Let's get back home now, and locally, high temperature today unofficially, 48 degrees, just a couple of degrees below where we should be. 50 is our normal high for this time of year. How about 71? That was our record high temperature set back in 2015. We were 34 this morning, 32 our normal low, and our record low 16, and that was set in 2019. Sunrise 7:25 now in the morning because of daylight saving, and our sunset just before 7 p.m. at 6:58. All right, getting you into Tuesday temperatures. Things are going to be a lot like today, maybe even a little bit cooler. 48s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 47 in Quincy, 46 tomorrow for Ellensburg, also Wenatchee into Eniat, 44 in Leavenworth, and 45 the high temperature tomorrow in Cashmere. And expect increasing clouds throughout the day, which we'll get to in a second. For tonight, pretty quiet weather for us. We'll see partly cloudy skies. High pressure is now getting pushed to the south, allowing this large area of low pressure off the coast of BC to kind of bring us a westerly flow with some clouds along the Cascades. Gonna be cool tonight. Low temperatures in the upper 20s. And then tomorrow, that's where the interesting weather begins to take shape. Lots of clouds and shower activity in western Washington. We will see about a 50% chance of rain mixed with snow Tuesday night. High temperatures in the mid-40s. For your Wednesday, this is where the wind comes in as well. Cloudy and breezy on Wednesday. There is that low pressure, and look at the widespread rain showers around the state. 80% chance we will see the wet stuff Wednesday. Highs into the upper 40s. Not much change for Thursday either. This is where the atmospheric river begins to develop just to to our west, and that'll bring a very wet flow into Washington. Again, about an 80% chance of rain on Thursday. Little warmer, though, with high temperatures Thursday afternoon around 50. And then for Friday, an inverted trough of low pressure just off the coast of Oregon and Washington. It's going to continue to fuel that atmospheric river, and we will see again an 80% chance of rain on Friday. Still a little warmer with highs in the low 50s. And then as we get you into the upcoming weekend on Saturday, high pressure to our west, low pressure to our east, and that means breezy conditions on Saturday. Pretty seasonal, though, as far as temperatures go, right around 50 on Saturday afternoon. And then to end our forecast on Sunday, a little area of high pressure holding on, but it won't hold on for long. We will see about a 40% chance of rain move in late night on Sunday. Clouds throughout the day with highs on Sunday right around 50 degrees. All right, your 7-day forecast now, and it's brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. 28 overnight tonight. It's going to get a little chilly. 46 tomorrow. Increasing clouds with evening rain developing. 48 our high temperature on Wednesday, an 80% chance of rain, and we are going to stick with rain likely Thursday and Friday as well. High temperature 50 degrees on Thursday, 52 on Friday, and then as we get you into the upcoming weekend, partly cloudy and breezy on Saturday and 52 with mostly cloudy skies expected on Sunday, high then of 49 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Happy Monday, everybody. The Seattle Kraken scored the first goal of the game Saturday night against the Ottawa Senators, and that was about it. Senators win 7-4. Not the best effort from the Kraken. Keep in mind the Senators do play in the Atlantic Division, maybe the best division in all of the NHL, but a good chance goes by the wayside on Saturday. They'll try and right the ship when they take on the Nashville Predators at Climate Pledge Arena. That is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. No need to panic in Cactus League Baseball. Of course, the games don't count. Number one and number two, most of the Mariner players, the good ones, the ones that we know, they're playing for their respective countries in the World Baseball Classic. But this is getting a little troubling after the weekend, not counting today's game with the Diamondbacks. The Mariners are 4-11 in Cactus League play, and they've been outscored by 43 runs. Pitching has been a concern, especially the bullpen. We'll see how they do against the Diamondbacks earlier today. Huskies traveled down to Eugene on Saturday night to take on the Ducks. It was the last regular season game of the Big Ten season, and the Huskies laid a big fat egg. Oregon defends their home court. They knocked off the Huskies. Next up is the Big Ten tournament in Chicago. The West Coast Conference tournament is in Las Vegas. Number 12 Gonzaga takes on Oregon State tonight at 6 o'clock. That's on ESPN. The Huskies have to wait until Wednesday in Chicago to take on Southern Cal in the Big Ten tournament. Women's college basketball, the scoreboard from over the weekend of the WCC tournament for the Lady Cougars. Their season came to an end. They will not be making the postseason. Neither will the Cougar men, for that matter. Portland beat the Lady Cougars 72-62. In women's college basketball, the West Coast Conference tournament is tonight. Continues anyway. Started this afternoon. In fact, the game is underway as we speak. Gonzaga taking on Santa Clara on ESPN Plus for a chance to go to the tournament championship. All right, closer to home, congratulations to the Waterville-Mansfield Shockers, third place in state. Well done, young ladies. They lost in the semifinals, but they won the third place game over Oakdale. The final there was 48-43, so Waterville-Mansfield finishes third in state. Not bad year for the Billy Goats from Pateros, although they did lose to Lummi Nation over the weekend. They did win a trophy, though, in sixth place. You get a trophy in the girls 1B tournament. Congratulations to Okanagan. The Bulldogs finished third in state in the 2B tournament by beating Reardon in their consolation game, 63-57. Good year for the Bulldogs. They finished third in state. In the 1B tournament over the weekend, Moses Lake Christian defeated Liberty Christian in the consolation bracket. The final there was 51-49. And then DeSales beat up Maverick Cooley Heartline 67-55. So Moses Lake Christian finishes fourth in the 1B boys tournament. Maverick Cooley Heartline finished fifth. Here are your state champions. In the 4A, Richland wins their fourth state championship. Rainier Beach 11 times now the champion of the boys 3A. Bremerton won their third state championship in the 2A division. Linden Christian won their ninth state championship in the 1A. And the Colfax boys win their seventh state championship. And Lummi Nation won their third state championship in the boys bracket. A lot of first-timer, though, in the girls bracket. Congratulations to the Davis Pirates, back-to-back 4A girls champions. Eastside Catholic won their first ever 3A championship. Linden won their state championship in the 2A division for the sixth time. For Zilla, their first state championship. For Cleellum Roslyn, their first state championship. And for Nia Bay, a state championship number 4. Winter sports in prep anyway is a done deal. Wenatchee Wild got swept by Penticton over the weekend. They lost up in Canada 4-1 on Saturday. Back at Wenatchee, they lost 5-3 on Saturday. They'll take on Red Deer tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And the snow held on. It was 68 degrees Saturday in downtown Wenatchee, but Rails and Ales came off without a hitch. Cade Calvin has your wrap-up.
The day finally arrived, Rails and Ales 2026. Fans, competitors, judges, and organizers packed to Rondo Avenue in downtown Wenatchee for the 12th edition of the popular event. Skiers and snowboarders wowed onlookers with tricks during the Rail Jam competition, which saw plenty of fancy moves and risk-taking. Shay Miller, the events manager at Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort, says Rails and Ales takes a lot of teamwork to put together, but it's always worth it for the joy it brings to North Central Washington.
I think the biggest thing is how much effort goes into this with all of our employees at Mission Ridge and all of our sponsors too in the city of Wenatchee. It's just a really big, incredible event where everybody kind of comes together to put on for all of the people that are in the area.
The Shredders and Rippers battled for cash prizes and bragging rights, looking to impress the judges panel as well as the crowd.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the fact that we can be out here with all of these people, have all of these incredible athletes out here, bringing some incredible stoke to everybody in the Wenatchee Valley. It's just amazing. It's really awesome, lots of energy. I love it.
We asked Miller what her favorite part of the event is. She did not hesitate to answer.
I think truly the best part is the community coming out and experiencing something that not a lot of people get to see. And just honestly, like all of the stoke that's around us, it's incredible. So it's got to be the people that come out here for sure.
For information on future events, go to missionridge.com. Reporting in Wenatchee, Cade Calvin, NCWLIFE.
One more last note, the MVP of the Super Bowl, Kenneth Walker III, is now the property of the Kansas City Chiefs. Free agency in the NFL began today. And those are just some of the games that people are playing.
And finally tonight, it's Monday, meaning a new edition of the Wenatchee World hits your mailbox tomorrow. Assignment editor Pete O'Kane is here with your breakdown of all the news that fits their pages as the week begins.
All right. Tuesdays, Wenatchee World, we've got a recap of Rails and Ales that was in downtown Wenatchee. We've got the Winthrop Hot Air Balloon Roundup up in Winthrop, and the Daddy-Daughter Dance. You can check it out online at WenatcheeWorld.com.
And that will do it for this Monday edition of the NCWLIFE Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. Our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.